All right, where to begin? It's a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'm in the armory. Everything's closed. People are gone. The building's empty. I'm here by myself. And I've been sitting looking at this problem for a few weeks. It actually had developed before I was going out of town on a pig hunting trip, and I wasn't able to deal with it right away. We had a situation where a staff member decided they wanted a M&P Shield, and so we got to hook them up and get them squared away. So not really my choice of gun, but I'm not really a big pocket rocket guy, but I'm in the minority. Well, order a holster from a company, and a holster comes in. It takes a few weeks, and I remember opening it up and looking at it, but not being a big M&P and especially a Shield guy, thinking, man, that looks kind of big. I don't remember the M&Ps, or I don't remember the Shields being that big. But I'll go down to the armory and we'll check it out. So holster comes in, and I open it up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, that's pretty big. That doesn't seem like it fits right. So I'm thinking, well, you know what? Yeah, a mistake happened. They sent me an M&P holster, maybe an M&P C or the M&P Compact or whatever. So I'll look at the back of the holster and it says M&P Shield, or it says Shield on it, right hand. And I'm like, well, accidents happen. Sometimes, maybe they just put the wrong label on it because it obviously doesn't fit. Businesses make mistakes. Look, we're tactical t-shirts. Have we ever made a mistake? Yeah, we've made a lot of mistakes, So reach out to the customer service up there at the maker, and I explained to them, hey, I think you guys sent me the wrong holster, and I think it might be labeled incorrectly. So just so you're aware of it, can I get a Shield holster? And her first response back to me was something along the lines of, your holster's fine. Don't worry about what the guys on the internet say. It is a little loose. As long as you put it on and tighten it down in your belt, it'll fit. And I was kind of confused because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I'm not really a big gun forum person. And so, it occurs to me that what's happened here is we have a holster, I would imagine, made for a M&P Compact, possibly. And since the Shield must be close enough in footprint wise to a Compact, they were just like, well, one mold, two guns, save some money. Great. Well, here's the problem. That doesn't fit in there. And as a carry piece, that's a huge problem. Let me demonstrate. We have a holster that, if you turn it upside down, it falls out. I just bumped the camera, I apologize. Let me do that again. It falls out. Now, I don't know what most people do with M&P Shields, but I'm going to guess that these pocket rockets are not range toys. They typically are carry guns. So people that would want to buy a holster for an M&P Shield may be expecting to actually carry it in that holster. Well, if you actually carry a gun even moderately professionally, you're going to very quickly run into situations where you have to de-gun or take your gun off. And one of the big social faux pas of de-gunning, let's say you need to go to a courthouse, or you need to go to a jail, or you need to go onto a military facility, or I can think of a million reasons why you need to take your gun off. The way to keep your gun safe is leave it in a holster. If you take your gun out of your holster and you're fiddling with it, and it's when you start having accidents. So most professionals choose to have a holster that lifts off and the gun stays in it. Well, with this system, you take the entire gun off and you go to hand it to somebody, or they go to give it to you. The fiddle factor is so high, that's a nightmare. There's just no way that's going to fly, in my opinion. Now, to the benefit of every attorney or jailhouse attorney or weekend warrior attorney or whatever that's watching this, I've never made a holster. I'm not in a holster making business. So this is my opinion, but I'm confident enough in it that if I express it publicly, that people will agree with me. This holster will be going back to the manufacturer, and if you buy a holster for a gun that drops loose like that for an actual carry gun, I would suggest you find a different holster. That's going to be a huge, huge party foul. I'm shocked that I'm even having to make this video. But, you know, it's my opinion. Obviously, my opinion is in a minority. This is a very well-known holster manufacturer. I mean, they've made holsters rumored for some of the best and the brightest in the business. So what the hell do I know? But I know that when I sign off on somebody getting this gun in a carry holster and my ass is on the line, it ain't going to be in this, because I'm going to get jammed up on it. So something to consider if you plan on carrying an M&P Shield, which I believe is a very popular carry gun. Make sure you actually have a holster that fits that, you know, any gun, not just a Shield, but any gun, that the holster retains the gun if inverted. You know, if you need to take your gun off or any, you know, this is the safest way to admin guns. Leave them in the holster, because the trigger's covered. You know, it's perfectly safe. And that's considered socially acceptable. Well, I just knocked the magazine on the floor. I don't know of any department, any agency, any training group, any professional group that would allow this to be worn on duty. Not this combination. A holster or gun that comes out of a holster like that. There's just no way, in my opinion. But I don't make holsters for a living. So I guess maybe I'll go ahead and add this. This is generally why I hate holsters. Most holsters that, in my experience, most holsters that are out there, and there's a lot of people that make holsters. I mean, especially now with the availability of Kydex and you know, heat irons and all this kind of stuff. Everybody and their brother's making holsters, but the reality is 90% of them are junk, or they're just not that good. And so what happens is, you know, when you do find something that works, you tend to stick with it, because there's more to do in life than keep screwing with holsters. Only gear testers constantly change out their gear like this. So, you know, I'm not a gear tester. Obviously, you can tell by how low quality this video is. But I am shocked and disappointed that this company knows this is a problem. They basically volunteered it's a problem, and they're okay with it. In my opinion, they should know better. But I believe I'm an industry professional. Maybe they don't think I'm an industry professional. And for the record, they don't know who I am. They don't know who we are. They don't know who this holster went to. And the company that made this holster, I've bought thousands of dollars worth of holsters from them through various groups and organizations. So because, you know, a company that, you know, product that works, we stick with it, because that's kind of how we are. I was shocked when this showed up. I actually thought it was a mistake. I was like, oh, they screwed up. They, you know, shipping mistake. You know, again, we make mistakes. You know, we make mistakes all the time. Hate to admit it, the best thing you can do when you make a mistake is to, you know, first man up, admit you made a mistake, and then do the best you can to make it right. They're apparently okay with shipping one holster for 2 different size guns. Buyer beware. Again, that's my opinion.